Earlier tonight, I hit a plus 263 bet, the Marlins money line. I'm feeling good right now, so I'm gonna go hit the poker room. Probably gonna play good poker because I'm feeling good, look good, feel good, play good. Let's get into it. There was major controversy at the end of this hand. I'm in the small blind with ace-5 offsuit. It gets raised to 10. There's one caller. I also make the call. We're going to the flop re-ways. And keep in mind, both these players were relatively new to poker overall, so they kind of had no clue what they were doing. The flop comes out, ace-9 rainbow. We flop 3 aces. I check. The initial raiser pre-flop bets 10. We both call. All 3 stick around for the turn, which is the 3 of diamonds. I now check again, and both players slow down and decide to check. The river card is the 8 of clubs. We have 3 aces. I don't think my opponents have any type of hand here, but they do have money behind. The initial raiser has about 65 and the other player has about 200. So I bet just enough to put the initial raiser all in. I put $75 out there, and she thinks for a while, and eventually, I don't know if she said call or fold, but it sounded like fold to me. But the dealer kept on insisting that she said call. So after controversy happens, the other player also makes the call. I flip over my cards, ace-5 for 3 aces. One of my opponents has 9-7 off. The other has queen-10, absolutely nothing. Eventually, after the hand completed, I tossed the $75 back to the opponent that I thought folded, but the dealer thought she called. But the other player paid me off, so I was happy anyway. Just a crazy hand overall. They had absolutely nothing, and that was the biggest gift of all time because 5 minutes later, she ended up giving me my $75 back, and I made a free $150 with 3 aces. This was a tough hand to swallow. We're in middle position with pocket kings. I make it 15 to go pre-flop. The button calls and the small blind and big blind also call. We're going to a flop 4 ways, which isn't that great for our hand. The flop comes 4-6 king with 2 spades. We flop top set. It gets checked to me. I decide to bet 25 on the flop and I get 2 callers. The turn card comes the deuce of spades. The flush draw gets there, which is an absolutely brutal turn card for me. First player checks. The second player, he leads out for $30 after not raising at all, just calling. There's no way I'm going anywhere in this hand. I'm hoping the board could potentially pair on the river. I make the call for 30. The other player folds. The river card is the 8 of diamonds. We don't make a full house. The straight gets there. The flush gets there. And my opponent is stringing in chips into the pot. Not enough for me to fold. It looked like 30 or 35. I make the call. He flips over 5-7 of spades. He flopped a straight flush draw. He hit the flush. He hit the straight. Both hands beat me. We take a brutal beat with top set of pocket kings. We still got paid with a terrible run out. I'm in the big blind. I got pocket 7s. There's 3 or 4 limpers in front of me, and I decide to raise to 13 to juice the pot a little bit in case I flop a set. Everybody who limps sticks around for the $10 raise. We're going to a flop 5 ways. The flop comes ace-7-3. It's a dream flop for me, but there is 2 spades after we flop a set. First player checks. I decide to make a half pot size bet of 30. The next player stops his action and thinks for about 30 seconds. Eventually, he puts all of his chips in the middle, going all in for 133. The player behind him is also thinking what to do, but after 15 seconds, he folds his cards along with the rest of the players. It gets back to me. Obviously, I'm not going anywhere after flopping a set. I put my chips all in. We're now headed to a turn and river with no more action. The turn is the jack of spades. The river's the king of spades, putting a 4 spade out there. I don't have any, so I'm worried. He flips over his cards. He flopped 2 pair. He had ace-3, ace of clubs, 3 of diamonds, no spade in his hand. I don't have a spade either, but my set beats his 2 pair, and we take down a nice size pot and bust the player.